Hi everybody, it's Diane. I am here with the grunge clusters I made a while back. And I thought, would it be cool to take some, I'm not going to do all of these, at least not now, and make little notebooks with these on the cover. And I have some craft card stock. I do have more than this. So, yeah. And then sew around, spatter the cardstock. Maybe I should do that first. That's a good idea. Okay. I'm going to pick out the ones I want. Do you want to watch me spatter and grunge up cardstock? Okay, I'll come back, get paint, and we'll do that. Hang on. Okay, I've got 2.5 sheets here. There's a piece up here. I think that should be enough. I don't know. I did a very rough guesstimate. And I do have an apron on. And it had crossed my mind to stamp. I should do some random stamping. That'd be cool. But no, I think I'm just going to keep this like spatter stuff. Otherwise, it's going to take away from those clusters. Are not that big. And it's going to look too busy. Okay. About a little brown. And I could change my mind. I'm allowed to do that. I could ink edges. I probably will. And I think the pages, I might purposely tear edges and that kind of thing. Alright, I grabbed a little blue just because a couple of the clusters I chose have blue in it. And I'm going to do that very sparingly. There, just up this side. Okay. Alright, is that enough? Do we need to do more dropsies and splotch and stuff? Let me grab one. Yeah, it's kind of, could use more, don't you think? Alright. Like, oh no, the brush fell. Shoot. It's a good thing to do if you're in a mood. Take out your frustrations, right? Okay. And there is microwaving going on in the other room here. Just ignore that. Alright, let's do that with the brown. Actually, the brown on the craft, you could really make it look like a stain if you wanted. I think, why don't we let it drip? We'll do that in a minute. All right. There we go. Kind of cool. And who knows when this is cut up, what's going to get what behind it. We don't know. Alright, should we drip on this one? And then, you guessed it, I have to let this stuff dry. I guess I'll cut paper or tear paper or something. You could probably do this with ink or coffee too. But I had paint handy. I don't use ink that much. I have, okay, we'll grab that in a minute. I have vintage photo re-inker that I bought as a re-inker, except I haven't used it yet. And there's a whole bottle of it. There we go. I was just going to say, this one's not dripping. Oh, making a mess on the counter. That's exciting. All right. Let me grab the ink. It's right here. Whether I can find it right away. Another question. Yeah, here. I never even took it out of the baggie it came in. All right. Yeah, that's awfully dark, isn't it? Alright, what happens if you put water on this stuff? I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty dark. And we're dripping on the paper below, which I guess is fine, right? I don't know. Do we think that's too dark? I hope not, because it's on there. I suppose you can blot, right? Pretty grungy. Alright, should we do just a little bit of that on this one? Yeah, okay, a little ink goes a long way, doesn't it? Alright, kind of cool. Okay, I'm just going to let this stuff dry. Well, I'm going to clean up my counter and let this stuff dry. Probably cut paper and come back. Okay, it's dry, it's cut. I grabbed some papers for pages, but I did not cut them yet. Now you have to admit, it's a little boring. So what I think I'll do is rough up the edges. And I'm not telling you to do this at home. But I'm going to rough up the edges, okay? Ink the edges. Probably get a strip of scrapbook paper, just, you know, to give you an example, a strip, and probably maybe a little strip of fabric or something under, just sort of something. Okay, but I sort of wanted you to see it plain so you'd understand my reasoning. Okay, I'm going to do all that and probably come back tomorrow. Nighty night. Okay, I'm checking in. It is the next day. Covers are done, so to speak. I did do a little rubber stamping on each one. I just thought they were a little too plain. I still think they could use a little white spattering. I'm going to do that. I have all the little page things together. And yes, ripping paper takes longer than cutting paper. I didn't really realize that. So I'm going to spatter, which you've seen me do dozens of times, so I'm not going to do that on camera. And then I'm going to put them together and presumably be done. Okay, I'll come back at that time. See ya. Okay, I'm back. They're all done. I went ahead and finished them off. I did add stitching around. I really kind of thought about not because there's so much really going on there with the grungifying, but it does add. I put blank, what I'm calling blank, papers in here. I think they're actually pretty neat. And I will put these in my shop at some point. These were definitely fun to do. But they took a while. There were kind of a lot of steps there. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.